Ever since the movie Jaws came out, everyone has kind of been afraid of sharks. I like to think of it as soon as we step foot into the ocean, we're in the shark's home. And sharks are so important to the ecosystem. Without them, we would not be able to maintain other fish species. They are a top predator, so what they're gonna do is take out and maintain certain fish populations. And if these fish populations are overpopulated, so if the shark is not around to maintain these populations, it just has a chain reaction. My name is Emily Kelly. I'm a senior aquarist with the Blue Wonders Department at the National Aquarium. When I was 8 years old, I read a book about sharks and a really famous shark scientist who was a woman. As soon as I read that book, I said, that's what I'm gonna do. It is a dream come true, and it's really great to be able to work with these animals every day and really develop like the relationships that we ultimately have with them. We really maintain blacktip reef to have a natural environment with predators and smaller reef fish. You really have to make sure that the larger predators are being well fed so they don't do their natural tendencies and look for the smaller animals. This is our kitchen. This is where we meet and we do all of the food prep for all of the animals. We have our very large fridge and a very large freezer through here where we keep all of our fish that we prepare for the day. And we actually get fish from seafood distributors. So the same type of fish that you're gonna be eating at a restaurant, you're also gonna be getting here at the aquarium. So we have a squid, a fillet of mahi, and then we also have capelin. And so today the sharks are gonna be fed using their buoy. And so what we're gonna do is gonna cut this food up and weigh it out to an amount that we have calculated. A little over 6 pounds, so that's good, that's all we need. They don't necessarily get all of the nutrition that they would out of fish that are living. We give them vitamins. And they really are just like multivitamin, just like we're taking. They do have some extra things in there that we know sharks need, like iodine. All right, and that is it. And then what we can do is take it down to blacktip reef. All right, Brian, do you want to record? This really unusual contraption is the buoy that we have for the sharks. The sharks are trained to come into various ways for eating. And one of the ways I like to think of the buoy is like a dinner bell. So when this goes in the water, the sharks see it and know that it's time to come over and eat. You can keep really good track of what each shark is actually consuming, and I can see the trends over time. And then I can also see if there's any issues going on with a particular shark. Eating behaviors, which sometimes is our first clue that something might be amiss. So you can see that that shark was coming up and following the other shark, turned specifically to come to the buoy and tap the buoy to get food. So that's really what we want to see, and we really want to enforce that behavior. When you toss the fish to them, they can hear it, and then they will actively turn towards the fish. So it really allows them to use their natural behaviors and their sharky senses. Sharks have the same senses we have, so they have taste, smell, eyesight, and hearing, and they can feel things. But they also have gel-filled small pits along their face, and in that they can sense electrical impulses. So the jelly-like substance is really good at conducting that. So they can sense vibrations or electrical impulses. So you might notice too that we kind of toss the food in and like slap it and really give it a good splash. That really gets the sharks excited, and it really helps them find the fish. Even if they can't see it or smell it, they can feel it. Again, offers these enriching behaviors that they wouldn't be able to naturally get in this exhibit. We train the animals to come and eat from us in certain ways. And then we also make sure that they have enrichment with the type of training, they're not bored. And then we're able to make sure that they're always well fed. And so they're not going to go out and look for a fish if I'm handing them their fish every day. Zuri sometimes can be particularly personable some days, some days she can just be having a tantrum, and other days she can be really, easy to work with. So they do have personalities, they do have things that they're going through themselves, so we are just trying to meet them in the middle and all work together cooperatively. So we have 9 different species of sharks here at the aquarium, and we have over 23 different individuals. The purpose for having them here is really for education. The shark populations are declining from overfishing and habitat loss. These declines are being seen in how many sharks we can find when we're doing field surveys. They're not seeing as many sharks, and then we know that this is going to cause an overall unbalanced ecosystem, and it could have implications for the future. They're a much more complex animal than people realize, and people just see this, you know, mindless hunter, killer aspect of it. There's a lot of things in the oceans that can hurt you. I have been hurt more times by a blue crab pinching me in the ocean than I obviously have ever been hurt by a shark. And the statistic, you know, everyone knows there is a small chance, but you have more of a chance of getting stung by a bee than you do of having an interaction with a shark. And again, you're walking into the shark's home. This is where they live. You know, we can't stop them from swimming in and around us. We're showing the public what these animals are to teach them compassion and to hopefully take that compassion that they've learned here and then take it into their daily lives, however they can do one small act to try to help the ocean and the greater environment.